Welcome everybody to Naked Lunch. My name is David Wild, and I'm the worst opening act that Dogstar will ever have, and Phil will ever have. But when Phil and I were trying to figure how do you follow an episode with Ringo, and the answer was with Keanu, and with Bret, and with Rob, the power trio known as Dogstar. And we're so glad they came back for a second serving. This is a really special episode from a band that I have come to know and love over 20 years, and in their second coming, in these last two records, they just get better and better, and you'll hear me express that at the end and make a very special presentation that I think will move you and slightly pissed off my Cavapoo puppy. But in any case, you'll see also that at the end of our first episode that I recommend you all go back to with Dogstar, I was driving home and realized I forgot to ask about the day I ruined a video that Keanu was in with Paula Abdul. So you'll get to hear about that in this episode. So let's get to the house band of Naked Lunch, the one and only three-headed monster known as Dogstar.
Let's spill the beans, chew the fat, food for thought, jokes on tap. Talking with our mouths full, having fun. A piece of cake and humble pie, serving up a slice of life. Leave the dressing on the side, it's Naked Lunch. Clothing optional.
Three years have gone by so fast.
I think so.
Yeah.
I'm still
like
digesting the last meal we had.
Yeah, it is amazing. And how's it been now that has he become insufferable now that he's Mr. Broadway?
Oh my gosh. No, I've been humbled. And
We went
full
to
of
see it,
gratitude.
and it was very emotional.
I wish I could see it. My wife got to see it. I think she
Yeah,
talked to you already
yes.
about it.
Yeah.
And she just loved it so much. And
It was powerful.
but before that, you guys hit the road.
Yeah, we toured the States, we toured Europe,
Yeah.
Probably did Japan since we were here last.
went to Japan,
We did the States twice, I think, since we were
We did
here
100. How many? 100 and
something.
yeah, and 2 years. Yeah, it was a lot.
And to show you maybe one reason the album is so great, I had an early sense that this would be another great leap forward for Dogstar, because I went to see the band play in LA, the Regent Theater, is that
The
what it's
Regent
called?
Theater.
This beautiful theater. Like, we live in this town where there's like glorious theaters that have been forgotten and somewhat now restored. This was one of the best theaters, best gigs I've seen in years. It was just, and you guys sounded like so locked in, so all in, and most impressively, I've been seeing bands for half a century now, and I've almost never seen a band play. I think you did 3 or 4, I think 4 new songs, and those were the highlights of the night. It was just, it was thrilling. These songs no one had heard really. What was it good for you too? It was good for me and my wife.
It was awesome to get those songs out into the world. That was our first time playing them, and it was exhilarating, I guess the word would be, right? It was everything I'd hoped it would be. Yeah, the way they came across live, the feel of it, and the reception. And can't wait to do the whole album for people. Yeah.
I found the set list, and I sent that to him yesterday. And I was like, hey, I think we played 7 or 8 songs from the record. But some of the songs we were playing on tour anyway, we just hadn't recorded them. And then those other ones were new. But it was great. It was a really beautiful venue too. You know, the guys from Spaceland and the Echoplex, those guys, Mitchell, Frank, they've always been nice to us over the years. And it's sort of an institution in LA, you know, all those great bands. And I think they really got the sound system right down there. And it's a beautiful theater, the balcony on top or afterwards. And this just was magical, you know, downtown LA it's great to see
So many
people.
great old movie theaters.
Yeah.
They're spectacular. You ever go when they play the silent movies with an orchestra down there and see it's the only time those theaters are open. the Los Angeles Theater,
On
the
Broadway.
Orpheum.
Yeah, the
on
Orpheum.
Broadway. They're spectacular. Is that the test of a song to see how it does live for you guys? Or is it, or some songs this is really to be listened to at home?
That's a good question.
It's kind of the test. I mean, we're going to play what we love, and then if it doesn't connect, if we don't get that energy connection, then maybe this song goes away from the set list.
Right.
There's a few that we've never played live over the years because they're either too long or too slow, or just we don't feel it's going to fit the night. Mm-hmm. But it's a good test. You can mostly it's, are we having fun with it? But then that's audience related. So if the audience is kind of like obviously not moving to it, then we're not having fun. So
to me, this is the classic kind of album that reflects a band that's gone on tour and still likes each other. Because I think you've stepped up with maybe the help of your really great producer Nick Launay, who is. He's someone who made one of the first records I ever bought. And so I know he can't be that young because I'm old as fuck. And he was already producing when I was in high school.
He started young.
He must have.
Yeah, he was very young.
There was a Midnight Oil album he did early on, which had a great drummer, Rob Hurst, who recently passed away.
He just passed away.
Oh my God, he was great. But and Nick was one of the producers who I just first noticed, like reading credits. It probably is the reason.
I think when he was 19, he was like a tape operator with the Jam or something. Like he really started young.
And he's worked with a lot of trios. He worked with Silverchair. He worked with XTC early on as an engineer. I didn't know if you knew that, who I loved.
And those albums are, talk about an albums that sound good. Those XTC, Orange and Lemon, those albums sound incredible.
Well, he worked with them early stuff, which is also a little punky. If you don't know that stuff, everyone should go back. But let's talk about this band. What I meant was there's a lot of bands, like you broke up for 20 years, or sort of at least were not together for 20 years. And I think that's part of the reason this has gone so well is like, I know a lot of bands who stayed together for 20 years. And when they go on tour, the last thing they want to do when they get back is make a new album. You guys, this sounds like a band very much passionate about what you're doing. Is that accurate, that you were anxious to get back to it?
I think so. I think the unwritten rule of Dogstar is it has to be fun, right? Or is that a written rule?
It's a lived rule.
Yeah, it's if it's not fun for us, then what are we doing, right? So that's the core of us.
Good
And
philosophy of life.
It's been fun, yeah. It was really fun to come back together and slip right back into Rob's studio and stand in the same place you were standing a long time ago and have that old familiar feeling come right back. And I love it. In some ways, it was like time never passed.
The same couch.
It should really be cleaned at some point.
Do you guys
I
have
think.
time on tour? Do you make time to enjoy the city that you're in?
Oh yeah.
Go eat?
Well, we don't always get a lot of time,
But you never want it to be transportation, hotel, venue.
There's always a couple hours where you can run down the street. And
When we started in the 90s,
Yeah.
I had, we had a Zaga guide and we'd go through the tour. I'd mark off the places and I'd drag these guys, along. And then now it's sort of, it's different now because the whole world's changed. But
Like how?
Like Bret was saying, the time factor of like how long you can stay in a place and when you have to get on the bus and sometimes.
But you're still always looking for food and where's the good food and where can we eat? You're you're the guy.
Yeah. Now it's more.
Since you guys were here and we met that first time,
Yeah.
we've become friends and we go eat.
Yeah.
It's so great.
when the rest of the band and crew is checking into the hotel, he's already gone down the street. Like he's already sending the text, like, I found it. I found the best pizza.
And you just follow him and do what he says?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
That's a good rule.
It's been working so far.
Yeah, that's my family's like that with me.
It's so
They
much
know I'm in
fun.
charge
Yeah.
of that. Nothing else.
Didn't
And
we?
when we stray,
Yeah.
it doesn't go well.
Food poisoning.
We just stray.
Yeah.
Sometimes we stray.
I strayed,
And Robert's like, good luck with that. I'm going here, but you can go there. But then we stray, and then we get sent photos, and we're like, oh, we should have eaten where Rob was.
I think we were in Madrid, was it, where I found you? Weren't you? You were in some.
I found a Pinchos place and I texted you and
I was
and
wandering
showed you
around.
where it was, but there's no way you're going to find it because in Madrid's like alleys and this, and there's a million great places.
Right.
And at first he
strayed.
he found me, and we sat down.
I followed my nose.
Yeah,
Found Robert.
and we were in a sort of like a very interesting, Pinchot's place, beef cheeks, and
But you don't have time for like the 3-star Michelin places.
I do.
You
If
make
we have
time
a
for
day-
that?
If we have some times off, like when we were in Amsterdam, I knew,
De Kaas.
exactly where I wanted to go. Like, at the Rijks, there's a Michelin star right there by the
Yeah,
museum.
I was just there.
Yeah, and it's phenomenal. And
Yeah.
there's a great wine.
Did you bring these guys to that?
No.
I was at the Heineken Brewery
He was
tour.
at the Heineken Brewery tour.
That's adorable.
Yeah, but there's a
I am
few,
to beer what he is to food. Right?
there's a few guys in the crew. There's our Brando, he likes to go to, like, we went to Joel Robuchon together and stuff like that. And, but I got up in Paris at like 5, 6 in the morning, and I walked all the way from our hotel to the Louvre, all the way in to try to get back into Joel Robuchon. I remember I woke Keanu up. I was like, "Come on," and you're like, "I don't know, man.
I can't.
It's really early." I'm like, "It's gonna open in like 5 minutes."
And do you ever think, because I know this from like, I've talked to Steven Tyler when they had a private chef backstage many years ago, but he said, we used to be this way with cocaine and now it's with pasta. They used to, like, they literally would have a fine pasta chef the way they would
It's
have
harder
a
to
fine
get up
meal.
your nose, though.
Exactly.
Snorting tagliatelles. But in Bologna, we all had a really lovely meal. We took the crew and everywhere. We found a nice, really old school mom and pop pasta place, the gnocchi and the homemade, the mortadella. It was
Nothing's better.
And it
That's
wasn't
what makes being on the road great.
It does. It does. If you need the food for fuel, so you might as well go for it. Even if it's like you're in Japan and it's a street tamago on the side of the road for $5, that's fine too. It doesn't have to be a Michelin star restaurant. It could be street food, which I love.
Have you been in Darling yet here in town?
No.
You know who it is? Sean Brock from Charleston and
Oh, wow.
Asheville.
Wow.
Fantastic Southern chef who opened right on Robertson.
Wow.
Darling.
Wow.
Excellent.
That'll be your next date with Rob.
If he wants.
Darling.
Darling, let's go to Darling.
Should we go to Darling?
Darling.
Yeah.
Darling. Should we dub it? Dubby and Darling.
I'm trying to
Two
get
doves.
Phil to come on the east side to like Barros Santos and all these Portuguese.
I'm going.
And you're like, it's an hour from here.
Well, if you go
If you walk.
at rush hour, it's terrible. But
All right.
I'm going.
Well, speaking of going your side of town, I did finally get to go to the room where it happened. Where Dogstar really came together in your basement. I got to experience that basement recently, and I was shocked how small and intimate and fun it was. Like, it made me think, you guys really, like, even though when you came back together in that space, was that like the perfect, like, kids room? It literally is like a garage, for a garage band, you're like a basement band.
Yeah. I
What do we
it's
call
not
it, the cave?
It's not like Silence of the Lambs like you're describing. What's the lotion on David's skin?
It's where it happened.
Because it's funny because we started in Keanu's garage, literally garage up in Beechwood Canyon before, and we met Bret, and then he decided to move his house he was renting. It was really beautiful space. Doors opened up, and there was a Hollywood sign, and we were in the garage, and then Keanu's, I think you moved to the chateau. You were going to stay in the
Chateau. For
chateau. Yeah, and I was like, all right. And I was renting, and I would just finish this show, and I was like, I'm going to find a place. And so that's the place I bought in 1994. And I found it because the realtor on my street said, I think I know of a place where this musician used to live, and this house is for sale. Now it's a court stenographer, and this woman musician, Liz Story, who used to do New Age music. Remember all that New Age in the 80s?
Very well.
Yeah, like Keith Jarrett. And she lived in this house, and her husband built this room under the home, and they left Silver Lake because they thought, sorry, Liz, if you're still around there, it was the end of the world. They were like kind of losing. They thought there was something bad. Like
They might be right.
Yeah. Now
As it turns out.
Now they seem to, and so they split and sold to this guy, and he told me this whole story, and I was like, I'll take it. And then so it does. Liz Story's husband built this beautiful room, soundproof room, and And it's just, we've been there since 94, on and off, you know.
One thing about LA houses is because LA is so new in many ways, when you can learn history of your own like neighborhood and houses. My house, when we bought it, was being rented by Lorna Luft, Liza Minnelli's sister, and her British young musical director had every synthesizer in the big room. So we thought it was a tiny room. It ended up being a giant room once the synths were removed. But I still sit and play music in there because for the atmosphere. And
Okay, I'm drinking water. I got choked up.
But food, we're that kind of podcast. It's very emotional. I know you played with a bunch of bands. You played with cover bands, which probably paid better than you also played with a punk band called the Nuns that were very
that didn't pay.
Like, what did that pay? What would you get?
That paid my life experience. That's what I got paid for that. That was the what not to do, who not to
Nuns
emulate.
don't have any money.
Yeah, that was
the Flying Nun.
I was 19. I was 19 years old, 19, 20, and a little bit of 21 through that period of my life. And those guys were a bit older than me. They started in like 78 and you know, there was a lot of bad behavior going on with them and stuff. So it was interesting to as a kid, like, which way are you going to go? Are you going to like dig into the crazy drug fueled rock and roll world? Or are you going to like go career music? Or are you going to keep your head on straight? Like it was all right there laid out. So those were interesting times for a young boy who was still a waiter.
Well, I mean, achieving what you've achieved now with this band, being a real, like, no joke, it's like a real grown-up rock and roll band. This is, and like the fact is, you'll be hitting the road. This will come out in May. You will be in June. Is it? You'll be starting hitting Europe. Is that right? Or where are you
11th
going?
is in Dublin, Ireland. It's our first show.
So great! What a place to start.
Yeah. Tell us some of the places you're looking forward to hitting.
All of Europe.
Spain's always
Madrid,
amazing.
Barcelona,
Oh
Paris,
my God.
London.
Back to Italy.
I'm going to go to BB.
Well, we're going to Scandinavia this time, which we haven't done yet. So
Have you done
I'm really
Stockholm?
looking. No, we
No.
did. We did Finland once. We did.
Is Stockholm on this tour?
I think it is.
Yeah.
You won't believe how beautiful it is. Yeah, I was shocked. I was expecting, Nordic wasteland. I don't know what I was expecting, but the way it's situated with water, like it's a collection of islands really, and there's water all through it, and it's spectacular. You're gonna have the best time, and the food's great too.
Yeah. Oh.
And also community on a festival. You mentioned the other day you had good experiences with other bands. One thing I do love about festivals is it brings together different types of music, different generations of artists. But what's it been like for you to get to be in the community of, I'm sure there's some people you played with in the 90s still out there, but there's a lot of bands probably weren't around.
We got to meet Baby Metal.
Yeah.
Baby, all right. That's yeah.
No, you're right. I think it is.
You know Baby Metal
No.
Oh,
from Japan?
I do. I just got back from my first trip to Japan like a year ago.
You
I
gotta
miss
check out
Baby
some
Metal.
Baby Metal's been around for a long time, but it's epic.
I
Heavy metal, baby metal.
I'm
It's so good.
an all-girl band. They're just hilarious.
Really?
They're
Well,
really-
girlfriends.
yeah, right. That's right. The musicians. Are
That's so crazy because when I went to Japan, my wife said, we're going to Japan. I said, I'll only go if we can go right to Tower Records in Tokyo. Off the plane, I want to go buy Shonen Knife, which was a
I love
three
Shonen
women who I
Yeah.
think they've just done a reunion,
Yeah.
but they were my favorite band.
and it like the Pixies.
Yes, I saw them at the Roxy, and I've been in love with them. They were one of my first dates with my wife. I couldn't find like any of their releases. It's probably because Baby Metal is what I should have been looking for. That's the new Shonen Knife.
is a real deal.
Great
They
stuff.
were phenomenal.
Somewhere in Japan, there's a three women who are going to be
And you
thrilled.
gotta go see the Parrots in Roppongi, the Beatles cover band, the Parrots. They're phenomenal.
How cool.
Will Lee turned us on to that, and Brant, our manager at Q Prime, is a huge fan, and so Will, you should have Will. And Will used to play bass with them sometimes, and it's this little place in Roppongi. Brett and I went, and they're there. They play like 5 sets a day, like all day and all night. It's insane. And if you close your eyes, it's the Beatles, and they'll play every different piece of.
We're talking Will Lee, the session great,
I
the
remember
Letterman
him.
great, but
I
also he
remember.
had the greatest Beatles tribute band that used to.
Oh yeah,
I don't
the
know
Fab
if they still
Four.
exist. The Fab
He
Four?
just left after 25 or so years. He's like, his wife's like, Sandra's like, I'm going to kill you. But he keeps working. He's still out there. He's out there with Steve Gadd right now. But I mean that if you're in Japan, honestly,
Are you going on this tour to Japan?
No, we're set.
It's not set, but we
I
know we
know.
want to go back. So
Yeah.
hopefully we can.
we
You'll
have.
set it. You'll set it after the
Yeah.
If we dream it, maybe it'll happen.
Yeah.
Manifesting with Dogstar. That's
Manifesting, dreaming.
But
Like
you're
a
right about the
manifesto.
festivals. There's a lot of
Margarita.
camaraderie there.
Could I manifest a margarita?
What do you have over there?
I have some tequila.
This is Ben's room. There's probably like weed under the bed or something. Under the pillow,
Is there
like
a lid?
a joint
A lid of grass?
like from like
I have
2004.
a little bar there if you're thirsty.
No, maybe.
Wow.
Yeah.
You can help yourself, really.
Anyway.
Jack and coffee.
Keanu just flew back when I saw him the other day from Bahrain, and his arms were killing him.
It's a long play.
Are you tired still from that?
No.
You're good.
Yes, no. No, yes, no. Yes, no.
Well, I have a stupid question, which is not unusual for me.
There are no stupid questions, Phil.
Phil's
Brad.
stupid
Wait, just wait.
questions.
When you're on the road, do you ever need to tune up and practice before a show? Or you're like, we're playing all night. We don't need to practice.
I warm up.
Keanu does, and Rob and I always look at him with bewilderment. Like, why is he doing that?
Yeah, but then Robert will he'll hit a pillow or he had a drum pad.
There's
for
like a
Rob.
little one.
I understand
30
warm up,
minute.
but I mean like rehearsing.
Oh,
You don't know it
rehearse?
by then,
No.
you're in trouble. We got it figured out.
We don't
usually.
rehearse, and we all sometimes we'll rehearse new stuff at sound check.
If you
No.
want to introduce a song.
Yeah, introduce a song, or
Right.
maybe if we're fucking up, or like let's cover this, or and if there's because we do this, yeah. So before in our sound check, we'll do that kind of thing.
Got it. So that's like a mini rehearsal. Have you ever been on stage and looked at each other like, that didn't go well. We better work on that tomorrow.
My wedding.
No.
Hello, Dean.
It's the tough questions. It's the tough questions.
By the time we play the set, it's usually figured out. Usually. Yeah.
Well, I got to say that I was very struck with my wife, who's not the music lover that I am completely, but it's rubbed off in 31 years of marriage. But when we went to see the guys, like, she had a great seat thanks to Wendy Liebman. Our friend Wendy
Yes,
Liebman was
we
there, and
love
Jeff
Wendy.
Sherman. They
Yes.
put her. She had a second floor.
I invited you,
balcony.
Phil.
I was busy.
But my wife goes,
You don't let me know.
Rob is a great drummer. And I don't think I've introduced her to Ringo Starr 8 times. She's never mentioned he's a good drummer, but she felt very strongly that you're a great drummer.
And this is the wife that has deaf in one ear, right?
Yes, exactly. And who married me, also blind in 2 eyes.
Oh my gosh.
That's like she only hears in mono, which is why
the
Ringo,
way she sees and the way he looks.
She felt we were a good drummer.
which is my favorite Beatles are all in mono. That's hello. That totally makes sense.
There's always those girls that
you.
gravitate toward the drummer.
Yes, exactly.
I remember them.
Give the drummer some.
That's very
Well,
sweet.
Last time, and I recommend if you're having a good time, which is a big leap, but if you're having a good time listening, go back to the first episode because Phil told a great story about running into Keanu and how that led to a
Love affair.
Love affair.
a Yom Kippur, exactly, a Yom Kippur dinner. But I realized after we did the episode that I didn't bring up how I met you, and if you remember this, it will be. I'm going to either have to. Because either you will remember this or Paula Abdul will remember this. But my first day in LA, I did not know how to drive when I moved to LA.
What year is that?
1991.
Okay.
Jan Wenner asked me to move to LA for the magazine. I didn't know how to drive. I said, well, I will move because I had just broken up with a girl at the Rolling Stone office. I was anxious to get on the other coast, but I needed to learn how to drive. So he got me driving lessons in Harlem. My first drive, once I got a license, was from LAX to the Sunset Marquis, where I moved until I could find an apartment. But when I landed, I'd gotten a message from Paula Abdul, who I'd written about in Rolling Stone, saying, you got to come to my video shoot on your way when you land. So my first drive in LA was to this neighborhood, somewhere in this neighborhood. I don't know if you have any vague memory of it,
Right.
but I remember driving from up Los Angeles, turning right, and I was asked to drive into a private home where they were filming the video for Rush Rush by Paula Abdul. I didn't know anything about driving because I was a new driver, drove up past a PA, like who was trying to probably block me, into a driveway, and I interrupted the filming of Rush Rush with you in the front seat of some car with Paula Abdul. Do you have any memory of a Jew interrupting that video shoot?
No.
Do you remember you were in that video?
Yes.
Okay, good.
It was like a James Dean thing.
It was recreating Giant or something.
No, Rebel
Without a Cause. Yes.
Yeah.
Are we allowed to show a clip of that?
No.
Why not?
What?
No, I'm kidding. I'm just,
Why not?
Well, actually, that's a great question. Now maybe we will. But the funny thing is, we have not recently been able to even play music. We would like to directly ask your permission, and we're going to have to try to get clearance to put your music in this podcast so we can, because Spotify has started yelling at us. We have management.
Hannah
give me a
is
thumbs up.
We're the record company, though. we can say yes.
But Hannah's she's the executive.
That's true.
In the podcast, a couple of snippets of the.
We say approved.
All right, because Spotify has been telling us take it down for different music. But I want to tell you, I'm going to be playing my favorite songs.
But they're talking to you, David.
Yes.
Yeah, they're telling you to take it down a notch.
Yeah,
that's
stop
what they're
talking.
saying.
So now,
Take it down.
So Spotify's getting upset about the way the musicians are being treated with you guys? Is that what I'm hearing?
yeah.
Okay, just want to make
Because
sure.
otherwise, musicians
Full
are.
advantage.
Yes, we're the problem.
Oh, right.
All you got to do is give them two 400ths of a cent, and it'll be cool.
And then they can do whatever they want with it.
Yes,
Listen, cost of living.
Yeah, it's not a living wage.
Living wage.
it all comes down to
It all comes around to living wage.
So,
what
as
are
I
they?
understand it, the business has flipped. It used to be you tour to support the album, and now the album supports the tour because you don't make the money on the album. Is that right?
The tour is really the only way for a lot of bands to make.
Yeah, an album's like almost like a calling card. It's like a piece of candy. You know when you have dinner and they give you that rock hard candy at the end of the dinner, and you go, "Oh, thanks for the candy." That's the album now.
Oh no!
It's like I mean, you never know. In the pop world, that could be everything. But for overall.
So touring is what you have to do.
Yeah, but the album is made. You have to make the music. It's the painting.
Right.
You know, it's you have to do it.
It's just
great.
available to
I
everyone.
mean, people ideally want to hear new music, right?
Yeah.
So
Right.
You make the record. You don't expect to, sell 10 million records anymore, but it does provide that cycle of getting to go back out and see everybody on the road and all that.
I think what you were talking about was the streaming and what pulled away from the old days. It was just you had a record, and it's just the way it is, and everyone's adjusted to it, and there's good and bad things to it, but it's overall we're so happy with everything. So, but you're absolutely right about the touring side. That's why you see all these great bands on the road now. So it's great for an audience member to see all these.
Yes.
To get Steely Dan to go back on the road. I mean, that was a thing. Or all these great bands.
I literally was the one who was interviewing Eagles when they did Hell Freezes Over, which was, we're coming back. That's, shocking everyone. That was 30 years ago. They've been, and recently like Don Henley goes, we may be ending soon. I'm like, bands do not end.
Well, there's this fear.
That's right.
Well,
but it was like the Grateful.
You're thinking of the place in Vegas, but this Sphere is now a song by Dogstar.
Ah.
Cue it up.
Yeah,
Here we go.
Now
And here's a clip from it right now.
Isn't that a great song?
Education
Rocks, right?
It was fantastic.
We're back.
And we're back.
And we're back.
Is this beer, Casey Kasem, at the top of the charts? Is this beer going to number 10?
That's very good.
By the way-
I used to listen to
While we're queuing up
that every
songs,
Saturday.
this is one that at least was that when we recorded this called Shards of Rain, and I listened to it while I was being hit by shards of rain on the way here today, and it snowed in my car as a result of it. But it's
Really?
by the way, and if you don't call it Shards of Rain, here's my pitch for another title.
Please help us.
Pause, which is a great sort of phrase in it.
Pause.
And I love the fact that there'll be millions of people saying, play Pause by Dogstar, and their systems in their cars will not know.
Yeah, Siri
what
won't
to
know how to do
Siri will
that. Yeah,
explode.
Siri, pause by Dogstar.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
That'll go along great with our
These
new
great
song.
ideas.
Yeah, that's like, I want to hear the song and make it pause. Yep.
That and the cover of Rush Rush. These are two of my great ideas.
Oh my gosh.
Yep.
And my next song, Hey Siri, Stop.
Yeah.
Speaking of pause, let's take a quick pause to remind you that you can hear all of Dogstar's new songs when their album All In Now is released on May 29th on Dillon Street Records.
Siri.
It's wild.
It's a weird stuff. Siri is a weird thing. I don't know what it is, but I'm telling you it's good.
Wow, this is... Do you let him do this during the show?
No.
During
the
break?
show?
You guys
They're
drink
gonna
a
take
little
my
water,
microphone away.
and then you just let him
If,
do comedy?
if Bret breaks a string, oh man, it's off.
Let's hear it.
I'm coming in with a Carson.
Any others?
There's Bret. He broke a string. True story.
No, I'm sorry.
You're wasting your time drumming. This is the talent.
Keeping time while wasting
Who else do
time.
you do? Can you do each of them?
No, I could, but I
You
won't.
do that Daniel Day-Lewis.
Oh, yeah, but I can't do that now because
Why?
it's inappropriate.
What?
I can't do my left foot because it sounds like it's not
I
correct
see.
in the.
Well, I'm ashamed of you for bringing it up.
He brought it up.
How dare you?
I don't feel good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
You triggered something in the poor kid.
yeah.
Speaking of,
Yeah, Alice. Yeah, well, there's. Well, I mean, the Carson is inside.
Oh, no, you do Thurston Howell.
Oh, Thurston Howell.
oh, the kids love that.
Yeah.
That'll kill him in Tokyo.
Talk about connecting with the audience.
Gilligan's Island.
Yeah, James Mason. I could do a James Mason.
We love that.
Alice Norton and I are going bowling.
Beautiful.
You just played a James Mason performance.
You were there, I think. Did you? Were you there for Lolita?
No, I didn't.
Oh, you didn't make that one.
It holds up. Oh boy, is he good.
You're not going to the school play. Phil kind of had a glint in his eye when he said, "You didn't make that."
I know.
There's
I
like
wanted to
there's
see
a
that.
dark side
Because
to
he knows
Phil.
how much I love Kubrick.
There's like a little thing there. It's
Keanu,
like,
you have finally tapped into what I'm
Oh
the
my
only one who
God.
knows, Phil's dark side.
oh my God! It was like you didn't make that. It was like, fuck. I'll never miss it again.
But he was there Sunday. You were there.
yeah, the being there, Hal Ashby.
You're back in. You're back in the
I'm back.
grease.
Yeah.
Yeah. You guys are invited if you want.
Yes,
I wanna
yes.
come.
Thank you, Phil.
It's
I
super
invited
fun.
them.
I was out of
invited them.
town. I would have
Yeah.
loved to have been here.
Keanu just got in that night, and Bret was out of town.
We have one Sunday. We have. Have you guys seen the new movie Send Help? Do you know what that is?
Rachel
Sam
McAdams.
Raimi, yeah.
Sam Raimi. Should be fun.
It'll be fun.
Just saying.
Okay.
You're invited.
I would really want to be there, Phil, but I'm traveling, so don't kill me.
You know what? Fuck you. Fuck you, kid.
Don't.
You have to go back to Bahrain.
No, I'm going to the Dominican Republic.
Oh,
Ooh,
my
that's
brother
a
was
good-
just there. He
Oh,
said
yeah?
it was wonderful. Have
I've
you been
never
there
been.
ever?
No, I've never been.
Just for fun, you're going?
No, I'm going to go work.
Play baseball.
No.
Shoot something.
No, I can't.
Scouting
say.
the new Dodgers prospects.
Yeah.
Can we come
nice.
rehearse there?
Yes.
Well, Phil, let's see.
Yes?
I don't know if you'll remember this. This is a tough one. I have a tough one for each of you, but the tough one for you, I already gave you the tough one with Rush Rush. The tough one for you is, do you remember, we've gone to I've been to 500 movie nights over the years. I've been to seen many movies with you. There's only one movie we ever went to. We snuck out from work during the day.
Yes.
And went to Hollywood Boulevard and watched a movie together.
Was it one of his movies?
It was. I just remembered this.
Was it? I don't want to get it wrong because he's sitting right here.
It's okay.
He won't care. He would like this to move on anyway.
Was it Bambi? No,
It was Matrix.
I remember that movie.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
but we snuck out. It's the only time.
It was a Michael Caine movie.
Yeah. He snuck out from Everybody Loves Raymond, and I snuck out from like some award show, and we watched it together because we loved it so much.
Yes, fantastic.
Moving on, the tough one for you is Bret with one T. Why?
These are the hard
Let me
hitting.
get my mom on the phone. Yeah.
Did she do that, or is that it's not a rock star
yeah,
affectation?
I think she dropped the
did it.
pen when they were filling out the birth certificate. She's like, boom.
I'm going to let you in on a fact that even these guys might not know.
Oh,
My given name was Kurt, Kurt.
Okay.
When I was born.
What's the
And-
middle name?
It was still Jeffrey.
Okay.
So the middle name, all the other names kept. But I was Kurt for 2 weeks. Actually, I have a birth certificate that says Kurt. And then they decided Bret. They went
back
They
and
went-
changed it?
They went to Bret. I guess that was an alternate idea. So 2 weeks later, they changed it to Bret. And I think at the time, the Maverick show was popular with James Garner, and he
Yeah.
had a 1T. I think that may have had something to do with it.
Yeah, your parents can't do that.
No, well,
All right. It's all right.
there's two of me out there.
That's good.
Okay, Rob, your tough question. What you've been, because you've done a million TV shows in addition to all your other work, but what was the worst set you've ever been on? Was there any like absolutely, were you ever not treated well as a guest star in anything?
You know what?
And why was it every one of those Raymond?
This is really, really. I can't say that there was any that were bad. Honestly, I never had a bad experience. I've had a lot of bad auditions because I was frightened. That's probably why I stopped doing it. I just couldn't do it anymore. But once I got on the set, they were all great. I mean, each one better than the next. And I never really had, I saw a couple of people maybe melt down, other actors maybe have struggle and stuff like that. But if I'm going to pick one, it's more humorous than it is, say, bad, because I still had fun, even though it was weird. Working with, it was a Steven Seagal movie, and he was a bit odd, all right? But I got to work with Brian Cox. I was like his side henchman, and I had a few scenes, and the director was really going through a tough time. Really lovely guy. His dad just passed away, and Steven was really digging into him pretty hard, and Steven would come on with incense and burn incense all over the set. Then he'd walk off, come back on, and he'd come back, like, who the fuck burned the incense? And the director was like, Steven, you did. And he's like, oh, that's right, fuck me. And he'd walk off. So that was weird, but it wasn't. So then I'll never forget, the director was having a bad day and I had the scene, and I had to block Steven from coming in to the meeting. And the director's a sweet guy. I go, hey man, can I improvise with him? And he goes, man, just say anything you fucking want. Make it fucking mean. So I said, so the scene is, however it's written, and I say something like, Steven Seagal comes in, tries to get by me, and I go, why don't you take your little sissy ponytail and little sissy beads and get the fuck out of here. And Steven looked at me like this. His eyes just went like, and then he smiled. And then he grabbed me by the neck. And then they cut to the stuntman. He throws me through a window. And then after the scene, Seagal came up to me and goes, that was great.
Oh,
so
that's
here
nice.
So here I was trying to I was feeling bad for it.
That's the first nice story about Steven Seagal I've ever heard.
Yeah,
I love it.
I was trying to improvise with him. I thought he was going to kill me. And then the director was dying laughing. But that was the only set that was a little cuckoo and a little weird. But other than that, working with Brian Cox was the greatest.
He's so tremendous.
Great actor.
Bret, did you ever, I'm sorry.
No, you go.
Did you do any acting ever?
Very, very little.
Yeah.
I did have a couple scenes with Mark Hamill from Star Wars.
Wow.
I remember him.
I did
Yes.
my own stunt in Spaceland, actually. They filmed in Spaceland.
Yeah.
I almost broke my arm doing a stunt. I had to fall with the guitar off the stage, which is like 6 feet, onto pads.
Oh.
I had to do about 7 times. And Mark Hamill and Sally Kirkland were the mother and father, and they were standing there watching, and I had to fall right into them.
But I didn't
So
know
that was cool.
You do scores, a lot of work in scoring for like film and TV. And if you go, I don't know where I went on the internet, but someplace where it had samples of some of this stuff that was just great. It's like,
thank you.
Is that like, does that bleed into the music you do for, when you work with Dogstar at all?
Not really. That's a little more dramatic. There's more guardrails with the band just because there's limited instrumentation. But that's so
Don't
visual.
look at Rob when you say limited instrumentation. that felt mean.
There's now I've lost my train of thought, David. No, it's just so much more orchestral and visual, and I always talk about how you've already got a jumping off point with the images and the emotion that they've already shot. So you kind of know where you're going musically. With Dogstar, we don't ever know where we're going. We just get in the room and what mood are we in? And I look at him, he looks at me, we look at him, and it's a fast song today. It's going to be a fast song today, or it's rainy, gloomy day. Maybe we'll do a introspective, moody song or something.
Well, now that management has approved that we could maybe put some music, some samples, 15 to 30 seconds, don't worry, of the music. Let me ask you about a few of the tracks so that we can put this into the episode. Because first of all, you start with a song called Math. And as I told you the other day, I've hated math my whole life. And now there's finally math I like. It's a Dogstar
Math is easy. You take the same course 2 years in a row, and you're really good at it.
That was my approach to it, always. The sad thing is when I took the SATs, I scored equally in math and science, and I've never understood it. So it's just, I think I have math anxiety, which I think I was one of the first diagnosed patients of math anxiety. But tell me about Math.
That was the first song we wrote after the last album, right? I think. I'm pretty sure it was. And we wrote it probably on the road. I think we did. We had ideas at sound checks. We would record ideas and this and that.
I think it was in Rob's. I think it was Rob's.
Did we write it at home?
I think so.
But it was the first.
It
was the first new idea, yeah, it just kind of went, and we didn't know at that point if we were even making another record or what we were doing. We were just
playing.
Just keep writing, always.
Let's hear a little math. And we're back.
Now that we've heard it, we're going to...
It's a groovy tune.
We'll have started with All In Now, but I've sort of got obsessed listening since I saw you with a few songs. First of all, I'm kind of... Shallow Easy is now sort of in my head. Can you tell the nice people in the podcast world about where that one began?
That was another early one.
Yeah.
From this batch. Shallow Easy. Keanu named it.
Start with that A. And I think there was an energy of like, let's have a jump up and down, right? It was like the 4 on the floor.
Yeah, Rob got that drum beat, that rolling 4 on the floor drum beat going, and it really just kind of, Keanu jumped in, right?
Oh, I had that verse part. Or not the verse.
Didn't we have like a whole other part of that song that we didn't end up using?
Yeah, got ejected.
Yeah.
That A to the...
I actually was cleaning my studio the other day and I found a giant bag of notes of ideas for this record that didn't make it, and songs. I mean, it was only a couple of years ago. So, but yeah, there were ideas.
A bag of notes.
There were ideas, a box of notes, whatever.
It's a good name.
That's the album right there.
Bag of
the
notes.
Next album.
That's the box set. That's the box set of outtakes.
Bag of notes.
Well, wait, do you have a specific way to write a song, or does it vary from song to song? Do you have a set?
Usually it comes with a riff that either Keanu brings in a bass riff or I'll come up with a guitar riff. Usually then we call it woodshedding. We sit there and we bang on it for a while and it either goes somewhere or it gets put away.
But the tune is first.
The tune is first.
And then you fill in words.
And the lyrics come.
But Bret will like hum melodies, like the hum. You don't have to form words. Those melodies,
dummy lyrics.
Yeah, like Mary Had a Little Lamb.
Yes,
and then you just sort of fill them in later. But I noticed. I watch him do that.
I heard
a lot.
Scrambled Eggs is good to you.
Scrambled eggs.
That worked out okay.
Was the song called Scrambled Eggs?
Yeah. Yesterday was good.
Yeah.
Today.
But then, those riffs that Bret's talking about, a lot of the times those ends up being verses. Like, will come in and go, something that's like a verse, and it's just like a really long. You can play that for a while, and then the choruses they always end up doing together.
And why would you name a song "Hey Siri, Never Play Dogstar Again"?
I don't know, Phil. Why would you?
We're going the opposite route of you two, who just inputs their album right in. We're going, we want no one to play it.
Yeah, don't buy it. Don't play it. Don't even look at it. For God's sakes.
Don't buy this album. It could work.
Yeah, well.
What do you have? Do you have future plans, or is it really just this loose? You're going to do this tour. When you come home,
We want to make another record. Yeah.
That's it.
It's
And a tour.
Just do that, rinse and repeat.
It's fun to see the progression of it, especially with our lovely management and our team. They're they're making great decisions for us and advising us to do things and not do things. And sometimes we want to, can we go back and play Bottle Rock again? And they're like, not right now.
Oh,
wait,
yeah.
we're going to do this now.
Like
And so they have
you
the-
drank too much wine last time.
They have the master plan, and we're kind of like just tagging along. And,
Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're very lucky to have the Q Prime.
And you
management.
all have schedules.
So
to
our success is
coordinate.
directly their responsibility. So
Yeah.
that's all I'm saying.
It's
No
true.
pressure.
Well, that's nice.
Our
They seem
lives
confident.
changed when we met them. I mean,
Oh, that's great.
a couple times for our band when we met our guy Todd Goldstein, who's our sound, and he, through another management, and then Todd introduced us to Dennis and Q Prime. I mean, it really,
The winding road.
it's just been we've been very lucky with those connections there, and it's changed our lives. So honestly, it takes so much pressure off of us that we can just be a lot lighter in our way.
And write and tour and play.
Yeah. See, that's it. Right into and play. Dogstar.
Whip.
Right into.
He's the whip.
Well, by the way, but
Yeah.
Keanu,
The whip.
you do tend to come up with, from what I've gathered talking to you, a lot of the titles do start like Bret, for people who don't know, Bret is the lead singer and really the singer and a guitarist and so talented. But often I would assume the songs lyrics, but a lot of it, the lyrics maybe are kicked off by your titles. Is that fair to say?
Once in a while, I'll do a riff at home and I'll record it and I'll send a voice memo or note, or I'll bring it in. And when I do that, I tend to give it a name. So
Are all the
sometimes-
disciplines connected for you?
creativity.
That's it. But I know a good
stuff.
movie title when I hear it. Does that
Oh,
apply
yeah.
to songs?
Sometimes, but then no. Oftentimes there's no, not that one, Reeves. But yeah.
And the band name, I actually don't remember. I'm sure I asked it, but I'm old and forgot.
Robert?
It's a really good band name. I've always said, I'm not going to say you're better than the Beatles, but name-wise, Dogstar is better than the Beatles.
No,
The name.
you're out of your. No, come on.
The
Beatles.
Oh,
What's in that burrito?
I like puns, and I always go, the Beatles, come on.
Oh,
But
the
I-
Quarrymen would have been better.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't like the Beatles?
Exactly. So where did Dogstar come from originally?
We were looking for a name way back because we booked a show, and so
I was in the Nuns when they came up with Dogstar.
Yeah, so
the
we
way
didn't
back
have we weren't even we didn't want a name. We weren't ready really, but so we had to come up with a name. And I was reading a Henry Miller book called Sexist at the time. Henry Miller, I love Henry Miller, and I just saw it in a sentence, and I was like, Dogstar.
Is this for effect for the story, or is this what you imagine is our audience right now?
Yeah.
Brought to you by
There's an
Somanex.
There's an audience?
Or is
Still?
it just
Everyone
Or
has
they left.
everyone
They
has
left the
tinnitus, and that listens, and that'll help ease.
I
the
imagine a
tinnitus.
tumbleweed.
What's better than food and rock and roll? We're back.
Was that in
Tequila.
Tropic of Cancer
Daniels.
or the book by Henry Miller I've never heard of? Because that's the only
It's
one
called.
I know.
I think it was called Sexist. Yeah, by Henry Miller. Yeah, and I always liked it.
Yeah. Sexist, plexus.
Yeah, and
Sepsis.
Sepsis. Yeah.
This album rocks. This album shows a band that's been out on the road and played for big crowds and wants those crowds to be happy, and they will be all summer long, wherever they play. But I will say, every time there's sort of a change of pace where the tempo gets a little, when things slow down a little, the songs are just amazing. And
Thanks,
this is one, I really love this song. So this is The Whisper.
And we're back.
What did you think?
I love it. It's just amazing.
It was like that noise they were making to represent the wind-blown effect.
Phil
of time.
Phil went and took a shower in between this. He's all wet now.
Fine.
See, your hair is
It's got a
soaking.
vibe. It's got like a road. I always pictured that song like you're driving through the desert or New
Yeah.
Mexico, or you're driving up the PCH to go to San Francisco. There's like a wind in your life kind of vibe to that song for me.
Absolutely. And by the way,
Northern California.
can we just talk about what Bret, your voice on this record, it's crazy. Like, you guys have seen, I don't know, it sounds like you're just getting better and better as a vocalist. Last time I was bothering you by telling you, I was trying to break down, why do I like this guy's voice so much? And I thought, well, he sounds like Robin Zander, one of my favorite singers, a little bit. I'm not saying you don't sound like you're in a cover band, but you have some of his epic rock
There was
vocalist
a little Bono
voice.
I was picking up.
And Bono is
Yeah.
the other one. I hear a lot of.
Robin Bono is his new name.
I hope those are not
Tell your
insulting
parents.
people to.
No. That's that's a large section of my record collection you're hitting on there. So yeah, absolutely. I've always, I've always enjoyed Cheap Trick. I've never set out to learn their songs, but it appears that his voice has found its way into me over the years, unintentionally.
Great voice.
Bono, I was much more directly influenced by U2. When I was 17, their concert changed my life and made me want to be a musician.
More the edgy, the guitarist stuff?
Yeah, I was just a guitar player back then. I didn't try to sing yet, and I saw them in San Francisco, and it was the Unforgettable Fire tour. And I think me and the 17,000 people kind of came out of there with a religious experience that night. And I already was playing music, but that was it for me. I was like, yeah, college, yeah. I guess I'll continue college, but this is really what I want to do. So.
Well, by the way, I was thinking about, because no joke, I admire so much what you've done. Like literally, like you've made Dogstar. Like you came back after 20 years and overachieved, and now you've really set yourself up to be a band that I look forward. Like the only people I've ever written bios for many times were David Bowie, who would, after I met him as a journalist, he goes, would you, every time he had an album, he would ask me to talk to him again for a bio, and I was thrilled.
Amazing.
Ringo was the other one. Dogstar now is the third in that trilogy of, that's good company to be in.
Those are two of my idols you just mentioned.
And two amazing
Besides
people.
you and Phil.
Yes.
No, honestly.
But I will tell you that
Those guys.
I really like, I now want to just keep tracking what you do. And I admire that you're on this path, because I was thinking about it yesterday. U2, as we're recording this, U2 put out a record, an EP out of nowhere.
Yeah.
I recently went
Pretty cool, actually.
and it's very cool. And
Yeah.
I was dealing with Springsteen during the Grammys because he ended up voicing over a package that we wrote together. I have a co-write with Bruce, but he was at the same weekend he was writing the song about Minnesota.
Yeah, Minneapolis.
And I thought, okay, I think there's something to be said for what is the secret of life. It's to keep being engaged. The fact that like Bruce and U2, these were they were a lot of our high school bands, that they're still passionate enough to give a shit, to say something.
And you really feel it right now.
Yeah.
In a time where it's really needed, I
Do
think.
you guys feel like you want to say something about the current state of things, or do you keep it completely separate? Is that a choice, or
I'm
is just
very private.
You're very private.
Yeah, I keep my opinions to myself, and but I am equally concerned, as most people are, about the obvious things.
But you don't want to put any of that in the music.
I don't think I have that voice right now.
Uh-huh.
Well, by the way, I think you do, like when you talked about being at the festivals, like I think one of the most positive things you can do is just put out, it's the same reason when you go out and do your Somebody Feed Phil tour, like just connecting with people. Just like I no joke, when I heard Springsteen said, we're going back out, we're going to just, and there's very few artists, Bob Dylan, there's not that many that could write the lyrics
Jesse
about
Wells,
the moment.
another
Jesse Wells,
Q Prime artist.
Yes.
Who's
amazing
now
young
with Q
artist.
Prime, and he's directly doing exactly what you're talking about.
100%.
Right.
But what I think bands like what you're doing, just going out and playing for people and building a sense of community
There's other ways of doing
Yes.
things too. It doesn't, and I look out and I see these other people doing the things that I'm thinking in my head, oh, I could do it, and they're doing them so much better. But then, of course, to stay silent that's not helping anyone either. But there's different ways, and you have to find your way. Whether it's love, or whether it's cooking, or whether it's just playing music and making people forget about it instead of preaching it or talking. So I'm up for the whole package of.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, the most important thing is the love and the unity, and to try to that kind of peace and understand. And it sounds corny and everything.
No, but
it's exactly
it's
what I try to
exactly
do.
what it is. It's
Yeah.
like, the two things I've learned are important: to say I'm sorry and I love you.
Listen to the lyrics of "What Is" from this track. There's a statement there.
Let's hear a little right now.
What do you think of it, Phil?
It's good.
No, but
I love that song, by the way.
yeah, no. By the way,
I just love that song.
the record.
I don't know how that song happened. I can't remember, but I don't understand how that was at Mike's, I guess. What is?
Yeah. Most of them new ones were there.
Yeah.
Wait, what was the lyric in What Is that you want to hide? Like, what was the?
What the lyric? All the lyrics.
Yeah.
It's about megalomania. It's about a person who holds all the cards. If we remember not so long ago, a quote from a certain person who, you don't hold the cards here, I do.
I'm
Poor
not
Mr.
sure who you mean, but
Yeah. And I was like, really, what a fucking prick to say that to a guy that's in war. His people are dying. To say
Wow.
that at that moment was where that song came from.
that's right. Brett,
I'm not going to mention any names.
It is amazing how you keep your thoughts to yourself.
Yeah, I'm very private now. Let's not get me. Don't pry, because I'm not going to come up with it.
Yeah.
But there's something to be said for giving people a joyous evening,
Bringing people
a
together.
little, and that sense of community, and showing that there's actually more power even in this.
And you do that. Jose,
That's the idea.
Jose Andres does that through food.
That's
and
the
through
idea.
Feeding. Everyone has their
Has
find
their
your, find
way.
your
Pick
lane.
your moments and
Right.
Yeah.
do what you can.
I think the whole secret is go out, connect in any way you
Yes.
can with people. I think that
Right.
especially in the world of since you guys met, the phone has become like the center of our lives. And the truth is, like last night I went out to see Louise Goffin at the Hotel Cafe do this benefit for the thing. But part of me was like, why do I need to go out on a cold night? And it's like, I think you always go out. Like, I think it's great you're going out and touring in this moment. I think it's great that you went out to Mayfair Market and met. It's like, you got to go out and
Always
engage.
go.
Always say
Always
yes. Go out to dinner.
Remember in the 60s? I mean, obviously you don't have to be alive.
We don't. But tell us,
But just
Grandpa.
the records. Just the records.
What was it like,
there
Uncle
were
Rob?
Some bands there were some bands that sang those
Right.
songs, and then there
Yes.
was other bands that just went out there
Yes.
and just played, and didn't necessarily do that, but it almost had the same effect, because it just brought people just escaped.
Yeah, I mean, Steven Stills wrote,
yeah.
there's something happening here. He wrote that
Yeah,
about
you
the
better stop.
a night
Last
he
night I
went,
saw
went down to
Chris Stills,
Sunset.
his son
Yeah.
playing, and it just
Everybody
made
look
me
what's
that
going
voice
on.
made me
Buffalo
think of
Springfield.
Yeah, but he didn't go down and stand and block the street, but he
Yeah.
wrote about what he saw. So
Right.
everyone has
Well,
their
you
way
mentioned Jesse Wells, and I know management won't mind if we talk about Jesse Wells. I did this event where I spoke. Fogarty asked me to speak about his career, and then Jesse was on the bill performing. But in a weird way, look at John Fogarty. He's the ultimate example.
Yeah,
The songs he
Fortunate
wrote,
Son.
Fortunate Son was not. The thing is, it wasn't like "fuck you, politician X." It was a timeless song that's almost like it's
so relevant
it's almost
right
biblical. It's incredibly relevant because there's always the poor are always being fucked over by the rich. Unfortunately, I think that still might be.
And people
happening.
use that song the wrong way. Some people play that song and then he's the one they're singing about. Like they're like, hey, I don't think you're listening to the
Yeah,
lyrics.
that's a Born in the USA conundrum.
Yeah.
Like, people can hear things
Yeah.
just like they can hear.
That's okay,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
guess, but it is funny. Yeah, but
I heard people do that with the Bible too. Yeah.
But Bruce, I'm so happy he's out there. I mean, those artists that you mentioned, they
Bono's stuff that he just did the other day, his performance, let alone the lyrics and the band sounding amazing, sounding younger. They sound young and hungry.
and the drummers everyone's back.
He's back.
together.
Yeah.
Because he hurt his back for a
They're
while.
great performances. His vocal
Larry.
performance, it almost sounds like improvised to me. The Renegade stuff, the way he's singing it, the way he's rhyming, he's at his peak right now.
Wow.
With that stuff.
But it's
it
even
blew me away.
Artists should never feel the pressure to write explicitly politically. Even Bono, I had this discussion with him at the Super Bowl once. I was filming an interview with him, and I asked him something about Ireland, and he goes, I can't talk about Ireland. He goes, it's so complicated. And the thing is, our world right now, it is so complicated to talk about some of these issues. But I do think going out there.
Remember The Rising?
Yeah, Empty Sky.
There's no direct word about
The trade
9/11.
Yeah.
The whole album is about 9/11,
Yeah.
but it's also timeless in
Yeah.
a way that it could apply to
What an
any
incredible
time.
record.
Empty Sky.
Even more than that, there's another song on that record, City of Ruins. And
Yes.
Yeah.
Phil and I were writing the Tribute to Heroes telethon after 9/11. reached out to Bruce to do the first song. He said, I'm going to do this song called City of Ruins. It was a new song, and it was not written after 9/11. It was written about Atlantic City falling apart and sort of feeling love for his hometown. But somehow
It was applicable.
it becomes about something else. So it's like all of this stuff. I think just putting energy out there, and like this record has more energy. Like you guys, 24 years later, this is a more energetic and passionate band than it ever was. And that itself is a statement. It's like, don't get old and stop doing shit.
Yeah, they put us out on those festivals, a couple of years ago, and we got pretty energized by that. We got it's great. Look at all the fucking amazing people that we get to meet and share energy with.
Yep.
So we took a lot of that home with us.
What are your fans like? And I don't know how much time we have left. You can tell us, but what are your fans like at this point? Do you doing the festival circuit? Do you get to run into them? I've heard there's actually men in the audience now, which is a good
We
thing.
have men, and
It's not the 90s Dogstar.
Yeah, it was cool. We're like generational. Like we ran across a lot of people who brought their kids to their first rock concert. So we had like this kids with like, what? This is your first show? Yeah, this is my first show. And then there'd be a 60-year-old person saying, I saw you guys in San Francisco and in between. So it's been, or like my girlfriend dragged me, or, or what else do we have?
I'm at a birthday party a couple weeks ago, and I run into Robert Trujillo from Metallica, the bass player. And yes, Q Prime artist. And I go over to him and I go, hey, I don't know if you remember me. I'm Bret. I've met you before. Oh, yeah. He goes, I know who you are. He goes, my son's a huge fan of your band. And I just like, what? And he goes, yeah. I go, how old's your son? He goes, 20. So there's that going on. I still can't believe that. And then he asked me if I could tell him a good Dogstar road story because his son wanted one. Because he knows I'm going to see you, and he wants a good road story from you.
Yeah, he needs.
And I was like, but you're in Metallica. And he goes, yeah, but he wants one from Dogstar. He wants to hear a good story. Yeah. So I gave him a good story, and then he was like, cool, I'll take that back to him.
What story did you give?
No.
The one where we left you behind and you had to, they left you at a gas station once.
I came up with one of the most visual stories I could remember, which was we were in Michigan somewhere. I forget what city it was. And it was the middle of the night. We were walking back to our tour bus, which was parked out back across from a field. And a fan was running. She was running across this field in the dark to get to where the tour bus was. And I was walking with my guitar tech at the time. And she got caught up in a barbed wire fence. Oh, she didn't see. Really caught up. And she kept thrashing around and trying to get out and making it worse. And we were like, stop.
Fun. This is a fun story.
That's a great ending. There's a happy ending.
Okay.
Hold on. There's a happy ending. So I think they cut her out with like a Leatherman or something with some. So she gets free and her shirt is torn. She's got some blood on her. And she, as soon as she gets free, like an animal, just takes off for the bus, like full speed. And we stop her, and then so we think, well, at least let her on the bus for a minute and say hi to everybody. And she comes on the bus, and she's cut up and bloody, and their T-shirt was.
What kind of story is this?
And that's 28 days later.
I thought maybe his son would appreciate that story, and he thinks that.
And then she bit everybody.
If your dad plays in Metallica, that's a light story.
Yeah.
And then she bled out on the bus.
Yeah, it's a guy from Metallica. I have to ratchet it up a little bit, right?
And then we made the
Her
Thriller
last
video.
words were, I love Dogstar.
Yeah.
It's like one.
We gave her a tetanus shot and we sent her on her way.
Yeah.
Well, to lighten the mood, and I know we might be running out of. Are we running out of time?
Well, they're on a press schedule.
Right.
It's not all about you, David.
We could cancel the other stuff if you guys want to keep going. Yeah.
You want another burrito?
They're not feeding us.
I just want to say, literally, I find I'm very blessed to like what I like. I like baseball, I like rock and roll, music in general. And I love Dogstar. From the first time I met you guys, I just said, it's great. There's a great energy, but you've really become a really great band, which I think is just
really
a remarkable thing.
Thanks, man.
20 years later. So that's why
That means a lot
I
coming
bought
from
this
you.
for my dog in Florida this weekend, but I wanted to present you with voted top dog to
Oh.
Dogstar.
Thank you.
I'm gonna have to bring it back to my Cavapoo.
And
but
now I can reveal that David was that girl in the barbed wire.
Oh, let's see those scars. I know exactly where they are.
No, really, man. Thank you for the time that you spent to listen and the time you spend with us. And I can say now over the years. And so I know that whenever we, get a chance to meet you, hear from you, to spend time with you, it means a lot to us.
Yeah.
And so, chapeau. You've
Yeah,
seen,
and your
you've
body of work
done
over the
please
years
let
is
the tape not have run out.
so much.
it's
Because Phil was about to fire me. You might have just saved me on that.
I remember always reading Rolling Stone and liking your articles the best.
He's a
and
legend.
gravitating towards this, and that's when I reached out to you and you actually responded. I was like, whoa.
On Tinder.
And you just can't say anything nice anymore, can you?
That's nice. What? How?
It was nice.
Yeah. But it's true. We wouldn't.
So
we
thank
wouldn't
you.
have-
No, thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks,
That means
man.
it's
Really
very nice.
That's true. We wouldn't have met you if it wasn't for Brett. I mean, we maybe would have, but Brett, thank you for that.
Hey.
It's true.
We love Phil. This is our house band. This is
Yeah.
our first house band of Naked Lunch.
It's great.
The Rolling Stones are trying to get that for no.
We don't want them.
Yeah, fuck them.
Yeah.
What have they ever done?
We like Dogstar.
Well, you just let us know. We'll say you got guitars already. We'll put a little drum kit over here. We'll do it whenever
Yeah.
they.
Let me help
whenever
you. Let me
Spotify
help.
clears
I
it.
wanna
We
help
do weddings and bar mitzvahs too.
I want to help you.
Bar mitzvahs would definitely help. I don't think we're having any more weddings.
Hey Siri, play nothing but Dogstar.
Naked Lunch.
Naked Lunch is a podcast by Phil Rosenthal and David Wild. Theme song and music by Brad Paisley. Produced by Will Sterling and Ryan Tillotson. With video editing by Daniel Ferreira. And motion graphics by Ali Ahmed. Executive produced by Phil Rosenthal, David Wild, and our consulting journalist is Pamela Chellan. If you enjoyed the show, share it with a friend. But if you can't take my word for it, take Phil's.
And don't forget to leave a good rating and review. We like 5 stars,
Thanks for listening to Naked Lunch, a Lucky Bastards production.